What is up, everybody? Welcome to the latest installment of my Saturday morning thrift finds that I've been doing last weekend. So I'm at a brand new Goodwill that I've never been at before. This is again over in Jersey, a little more south, where I live at now. It's kind of difficult getting into the store, but made it through. Look at the sign. It's very different compared to the other Goodwills that we went to. But come through for me today. Let's see what I find. Am I going to find anything interesting today? Come check it out. So as we walk into this Goodwill, it's part of that Philly network of Goodwill stores. They have a color that's set. The color, I believe, for this weekend was yellow and purple. Something I've noticed is that a lot of the stores within this Philly network of stores, they have the same color, and they all run the same promotions, as far as the Sunday promotion where it's the two colors. It's $1 if you find an item with either of those two colors. And they all tend to run that promotion of the 20% off the text sign up. So that was pretty interesting. So as we walk in, this one stands out compared to the previous video. You walk in and there's a ton of home goods available for you to pick through. So as I walk through, the first item that I see here, it's a Bluray player by Samsung. This one was a pretty cool one. It's a 3D Blu-ray player. It had a good price point to it. Obviously we want to check to see if this item has any movement on eBay. That's something you want to do. So pretty much just pull out your app and just check the model number on eBay and go through the sold through comps and see, has this item been moving through in the past few weeks? What are people buying it for? And then just make the determination, because you don't want to buy something and, for me, for example, DVD players, I don't buy them because you can go to Target and pick up a DVD player for $10. So why would you buy, something on eBay for $30? It makes no sense. Blu-ray players still retain a good value, so definitely worth checking out. That's my first step, and then I test these items out. Wait towards the end of the video where I tested Blu-ray player to see if it works, right? But so far it made the preliminary decision to keep it in the cart before I test it. So here, my wife picked out some paintings. She was showing me what she picked out and, if it had any resale value, but I wasn't quite sure. But let me know in the comments below if you think my wife, Amy, should be doing videos and showing you guys what she's picking out. She's been having a blast at these thrift shops, picking out items for the home, even picking items that help me out when I flip it on eBay. So let me know in the comments below. Now here I picked out a pretty retro looking radio. It looked pretty cool on it, but one of the drawbacks that I had was it was missing the rear battery cover, and then the battery terminals were sort of corroded. So that's just something that I wasn't willing to sell on eBay. But notice this store had a ton of items in the electronic section. Saw this Mr. coffee mug warmer. It piqued my eye only because the price point was really good on it, and today's color was green, so it would have been 50% off on it. So I think it came out to $3. I checked it on eBay to see what the resale value on them, and they were going for around $10. My cost was about $2 around there for it. Actually, no, I'm wrong. It was about $1.75 for it. So it had a pretty decent margin on it, but you definitely want to test this item before you buy it. But it made that preliminary thing of putting it in the cart until I get to test it. Here's another really cool item that I found. It's Faberware vintage espresso maker. This is like one of those old models. I pulled it up on eBay. I believe it was like a model number 200. The ads that were on eBay were pretty much for parted items. So they were selling the lid, all the pieces to it. This actual unit came with the entire unit. All the pieces were in there. The owner's manual was not there, of course, but it had the box on it. So, and then I found an item on eBay that it had sold for about $42. For this here, it would have came out to about $4 or $5 with the 50% off promotion. So, I mean, this item just piqued my eye out because it looked vintage, it looked retro, and all I need to do was just test it to see if it works. Now, am I going to make a cup of coffee here? Not at the Goodwill, but at least I can just plug it in, see if it turns on, see if I can get it to react with just pressing the power button. But wait until I test this item out, and wait till the end of the video, and I'll tell you if it actually worked when I took it home. So I found over here a one of those vinyl players that have the Bluetooth built onto it. They were asking for a little bit too much money for it. They don't have much of a resale value on eBay, so I passed out on that one. Notice there was a Wii Fit board. Like I said, you're going to find these Wii Fit boards. I think Nintendo sold like 1 trillion Wii Fit boards, and they've all ended up in thrift shops. If it doesn't have the box, I don't buy it. I saw these speakers. They were Real Tech brand. I checked them on eBay. They didn't have much of a resale value or demand on. Saw this telescope set. It looked interesting, but the issue was that it looked like it was already opened. And things that, you got to shove your eye in, especially with kids. I try to avoid that. It just wasn't worth my time. You know me already, and you've seen my previous videos. I jump at any time that I can pick up and score with one of these DVD/VCR combo units. You want to check these out on eBay, see if there's a resale value to it. Obviously, the ones, and again, the ones that I'm always finding on these thrift shops are the ones that can go from DVD to VHS. I haven't found the ones that go from VCR to DVD. So just remember, when you look up these items, see if you catch one that will let you go from from VHS to DVD, because not many of these units do that. And apparently on eBay, that's something that's in demand that consumers are looking for. But upon checking this item on eBay, it was a model that went from DVD to VHS, not vice versa, and it had a demand. It was an item that was moving around, so I put it in the cart, just waiting for it to be tested. So I found the outlet over here, plugged it in with the store use charger. This is a GE radio that I found a little bit earlier, and it wasn't working. And the antenna was cracked on it. If you find one of these radios and the antenna's broken, do not pick it up. It's just not worth it. And 2, the radio didn't work whatsoever. So I skipped out on the radio. Another item that I tried out over here was the Mr. Coffee. Plugged it in. Now it turned on. But as with any coffee reheating item, you want to make sure that the heating element does work. So I just let it there to sit while I practice on this Faberware coffee espresso maker. So taking it out of the box, noticed everything was in there. The instructions, with these espresso makers, you want to follow the instructions, and luckily it's posted on the back of it, because they just aren't practical with how espresso makers work today. I guess today they're dumbed down for people, how I like it. So but plugged it in and turned it around, and I flipped the switch and it turned on. You don't want to leave this particular unit on for a long time without water in it, because you don't want to burn or cause a short within the heating element inside the coffee maker. So what I did was just left it on, made sure it turned on, smelled it for any smoke if there was any. There wasn't, and I picked this up. But wait till the end of the video and I'll keep you updated, and I'll let you know if this espresso maker worked. What I did was I at a believe it was another thrift shop. It was the Unique thrift shop, or no, this was actually at one of the red, white, and blue thrift shops that I went to last week. Took my mother there. They had this RCA monitor screen with a DVD. It's really more for the car. They had a 2-set, got it for $10. Didn't have the charger. So what I did was I bought a universal charger, like an AC DC adapter with the adjustable voltage on Amazon. Bought it, and the monitors worked. So you can line it in with the AV cables, and I just bring it with me to these thrift shops to test the DVD players, test the Blu-ray players, make sure they work. So this is my personal DVD, just in case I'm going to a thrift shop and they don't have the DVDs or they don't have VHSs. I have one with me. So I had this movie, popped it in the DVD, and noticed that there wasn't any movement on the DVD side or the VHS side on the screen. Popped in a VHS tape, and it just didn't... you could see something on the screen, but nothing was moving. And then when I pulled the tape out, it kind of looked like it was trying to eat the cassette. So I did not pick this up. It's just not a functioning unit. If it would have been functioning, it would have been a good find. But yeah, I'm not going to fix this. And selling units that are parts on eBay is super hard, super difficult. Not worth it. So here we're going to test the Samsung 3D Blu-ray player. What I did was I plugged it into the AV, plugged the Samsung Blu-ray player to the wall to power it on. The good news is that when you plug it in, you see the response on the TV screen, so the menu options work. The bad news was that the door does not open, so it does not eject. So the Blu-ray player was defective, did not buy it. On the other hand, the coffee reheater, the Mr. Coffee mug reheater, that actually the element was hot, so I picked that up just to list on eBay. So right now we're just passing through the knickknacks in the electronics section. Maybe I find like a gaming controller or accessories for a gaming console. I'm starting to build those up. So I can part them out when I go to these thrift shops. But I didn't see much of anything. There was this convection oven. Kind of passed on that. But I found this pretty neat retro-looking, ever-ready 3-hour charger. This included everything in there. Had the charger, the block to charge the batteries, but the batteries were not included on there. I checked this on eBay to see if it had any resale value or demand, and it did not. So this item ended up going back into the pile. But what was cool is the box had a Nintendo Game Boy on it. So I figured, hey, maybe this is something that's in demand, but it wasn't. So as we wrap up this visit at the thrift shop, overall good finds. I ended up only picking up the Farberware coffee, the Espresso Maker, and the Mr. Coffee heating element item that I found on here. But out of these two items that I found, they're going to have a pretty good resale value. When I went home, I took the Espresso Maker and I washed it. Well, not washed it in the sense where I just put water and vinegar in there. And I made some espresso. It worked perfect. It was delicious. Ended up cleaning it, and I'm going to resell it on eBay as a functioning and tested unit. So hopefully this video you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see, any questions you may have. Most importantly, subscribe, smash the like button. Thanks for watching. Peace.